What's up guys, Patrick here and we are back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about the parts that I used for my baby Veronica right there. So let's go ahead and get started. Coming right up. Alright guys, so here we go. Let's get started. I just want to let you know first that the parts that I have here are actually chosen by yours truly. So make sure to search, go ahead and go to different websites. Make sure that your parts are going to be compatible with the different other parts that you have, guys. That's going to be the first thing that you need to do just to make sure that you won't have any compatibility issues. And as well as talking about the budget, we actually have a total budget of $1,400, or that's going to be around 70,000 Philippine pesos. All right, first things first is going to be our chassis. So for this one, I went with a Tecware NEXUS Evo. The color scheme that I'm going for is white outside and going to be black in the inside, so that the RGB is just going to pop out right from there, guys. So think about your color scheme properly. I don't know any kind of software or any kind of website that is able to, give you a simulation of how your PC will look like after after it's being assembled or whatnot. So make sure to just imagine it by yourself. Just like what I did, I kind of like imagine everything with RGB, with all the white and the black things going on. So that was the thing that I did, and absolutely it looked fantastic for me. It really looked very sleek and very beautiful. I'm very satisfied with the color scheme that I went to. Things that I really like about this chassis is the fact that it actually comes with an RGB strip in front. It's not going to be software controlled, but there's actually a switch at the bottom that you can use to just switch the different lighting modes. You can go with steady colors and you can go with different other modes. It gives you a lot of other options. Although it's not going to be software compatible, but at least the color options that you have is going to be like the same with the one you find in the software. It comes with a filter on top, magnetic filter on top. It comes with 3 fans, 2 in the front panel and 1 at the back. So if you don't have any extra budget to spare for RGB fans, you can just go away with the fans that is available. I actually used 2 of it. I just removed the 1 at the back, but 2 in front are actually installed right there. And again, because of that RGB strip in front, I don't actually need to put RGB fans in the front panel. One thing that I really didn't like about it is because of the bottom filter. There's actually a filter below the PSU or the power supply. It's not magnetic. I really find it very hard to get it and put it back. I cleaned my system yesterday, and I was really having a very hard time doing that. So that's going to be one thing that you need to take note. All right, so that's for the chassis. The next thing that I want to talk about is I want to go with the PSU or the power supply. I went with the FSP Raider 2, 750 watts, true rated power supply. It's a silver rating. It's an 80 plus silver rating. Flat cables, it's black. So if you want to go with that black scheme, you're absolutely in the right spot right there. So that's also going to be very good. 750 watts is going to be more than enough for overclocking with a 3700x, which is actually rated only with a TDP of 65 watts. The next thing that we have here is going to be with our fans. One person actually asked me like, "Oh, sir, what are those fans that you're using with your system?" This is actually the ID Cooling ZF12025 Trio Addressable RGB fans. Guys, this is actually compatible with Mystic lighting, so you need to make sure that the box is telling you that it's compatible with what software, with what company, like MSI and RSync, for example, right? So make sure that you check that to make sure that you can control the lighting via software. Now, let's go with the storage. I went with a 1 terabyte Western Digital Blue hard drive. That is just going to be for storing any kind of files that I don't need right away. But for the boot drive, I went with a 240 gigs Team Group L3 Evo SSD. It's a 2.5 inch SSD. So why didn't you go for an M.2? Again, guys, the budget, and it was also on sale. Actually, it was like, I think 50% off or something. So I went with the 240. I think it's going to be more than enough for the operating system, and as well as for some applications that I need to run faster, or I need to open faster. If you have the money to spare, guys, you can go with M.2 NVMe. It's gonna take full advantage of the PCIe 4.0 of your motherboard. Okay, what else? We're gonna go with the RAM this time. I went with a 16 gig Team Group Delta RGB. It's an 8 gig by 2. Again, the Ryzen CPU or AMD CPUs take advantage of a dual channel, so you need to like use 2 lanes of that RAM slots. So make sure to take note of that. If you're gonna use an 8 gig, go with 2 by 4 RAM, right? It is running at, or it's rated at 3000 megahertz. It's a DDR4 memory, and it's in black. Patrick, why didn't you go with a 3200 or 3600? Again, it was on sale actually, guys. 50, I think almost 50% off weeks before the release of the Ryzen 3700x. So I went for it, guys. And during this time, the 3200x was already out of stock when I bought the 3000 megahertz. So that was very unfortunate for me, but yeah, again, if you have the money to spare, go with a 3600 or go with the 3200, guys. It's gonna, your CPU and your motherboard is gonna take full advantage of that faster RAM speeds. I'm gonna go with the motherboard and the CPU, actually, because it comes in a bundle. So it's actually a very good marketing strategy that AMD and the motherboard manufacturers did, so that they can be sold in pair. They actually came with a bundle, and it was actually good because for me, this is gonna be my first system, so it's good for people who are gonna be buying for the first time. But this is gonna be very unfortunate if you have already like a motherboard, an X470. For me, I'm very happy about the bundle because of the fact that I can go ahead and buy an X570, which is gonna allow me a lot of headroom for overclocking. So I went with the MSI MPG X570 Gaming Edge Wi-Fi motherboard. Again, guys, I really like MSI. This is not actually a paid review or something. They did not send the product for me. I bought them myself. The fact that MSI Gaming is just really, I don't know, it's just one of the very well-known companies in terms of, in terms of gaming and whatnot. So I went with MSI, and I think the products are being sold in a very reasonable price. So if you're a person that is on a budget, going with MSI is really going to be worth the entire budget that you have. Even though they had like very cheap options for you, they don't compromise performance. So MSI, guys, I really love your products. I'm really happy with this buy. So keep it up, guys. Sponsor. All right. And for the CPU, I went with a Ryzen 3700x. It's an 8-core, 16-thread CPU. If you have lesser budget, you can go with the 3600x. I think it's the best 3000 series CPU if you're on a budget, guys. A 6-core, 12 threads. You can do away with all those video editing, gaming, and photo editing, and live streaming as well. You can really get away with those things easily. That's going to be the CPU. If you have money to spare, you can actually go with the 3900X. That's a 12-core, 24 threads CPU. Or if you want to wait, go with a 3950. That is going to be a 16-core, 32 thread beast. One of the reasons that I went with the 8-core is the fact that they already made a 16-core available to the public, or to the main to the consumers. So that means that in the near future, 8 cores might be the trend already. Or a lot of games will take advantage of that 8-core processor. For our GPU, or the graphics card, I went with the MSI. Again, MSI Gaming Z NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2060. That's a 16 gig DDR6 video card. Patrick, why didn't you go with the Super? The Super costs more, actually. So it's gonna probably around $70 if I'm not mistaken. $50 to $70. Yep, maybe. Right? And during the time that I built this rig, actually, the 2060 Super wasn't announced yet. Or probably it was announced, but it wasn't available to the public yet. So that's why I went with the 2060 Super. I was so super excited with my new rig. So I kind of like just, I don't want to wait for another, another month maybe, or weeks or so. So there you have it, guys. That's going to be all the parts of my gaming computer. This time, I'm going to go ahead and show you the build. I just want to give you a disclaimer that I did not build this this system. Actually, I don't have any experience of building, and I don't want to ruin my first ever gaming computer. So I kind of like just went with Strategic Technologies. I'm gonna leave a link to their Facebook page and their YouTube channel as well. You can check them out, guys. They have a lot of different videos about builds. So if you want to compare colors, different color schemes, and RGB fans and all those goodness, all those parts, guys, you can definitely check them out, or you can message them through Facebook as well if you want to ask them to build your first ever gaming computer. I just want to give a very big shout out to you guys from Strategic Technologies. Thank you guys. You made my first gaming computer really possible. Their staff was really very accommodating. 1 month prior to the build, actually, I already started chatting with them, and regardless of you're gonna buy or not, they just keep on answering your questions, guys. The staff there are just really patient with you. Depending on the budget that you have, they're gonna give you other options. Overall, it was really a very satisfying experience with Strategic Technologies and the staff there. So make sure to check out their YouTube channel, subscribe to their channel, of course to my channel as well. So I just want to thank you for that, guys. And here is now the build. Alright guys, so thank you so much for watching. If you have come this far to the video, I know this has been a very long video, but I just want to thank you for your patience and for staying until this part of the video. So thank you so much guys. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Help me reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year. Hopefully guys, hopefully. So please subscribe and also like our video, and if you could share this to your social media, why not, right? So that other people who are interested in building their first computer could also know more about you know, the possible options that they have in building their first gaming computer. So thank you so much guys for watching. I hope you enjoy this guys. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.